Hello, everyone. Sorry for the delay and everything. We've been super busy. We try to get another episode out just a lot. We've been trying. We finally are going to get it in today. Probably get it uploaded tomorrow, which is Thursday. I'm going to try and get everything going. I got a busy day tomorrow too, so we'll get it back in. But again, welcome back, Ricky Witt Jr. We have our boy here. Rick, what's up, buddy?
Hey, bud. Excited to be back. Long layoff, but yeah, man. Stoked to be back in the
Yeah,
saddle in
yeah.
my hotel room in Salt Lake City. So,
Utah.
roadshow.
Utah. He's gonna get abducted. We were just talking about him getting abducted out there.
Yeah,
Uh,
someone breaks in my hotel room and throws a white bag over my head. Just please
I'll
dial
upload right
911.
away. I'll make sure I
Dial
get that
911.
uploaded right away. So we got, a lot to talk about, but also not a lot to talk about. We had playoffs are going on, so we saw some eliminations and everything. Right now we have Guardians, Yankees. Guardians ended up moving on. Yankees obviously moved on. And then on the other side, we have who do we got? What is it?
Dodgers, Mets.
Dodgers, Mets, which sucks. I really wanted the Padres to win. But, dude, fuck it. I was right about the Mets, man. Yeah, Tom was all over me. He said I was fucking crazy. He can suck it. Yeah, Mets, baby.
Yeah,
I'm
dude.
pumped.
We were both high on the Mets, and like, there's clear like one big omission of the show, right? Everyone knows that Tom's not here. It's because the dude picked Phillies Astros for his World Series, so he's just embarrassed.
Yeah.
He's got his tail between his legs. He's fucking skipping this week.
Yeah, Tom, suck it, man. You're not, you know what? You want to be embarrassed, not hop on the episode, that's on you. Tom is not here because he is a little busy again. We do miss him, but yeah, super wrong. He talked all that shit and his Phillies went down the drain. So he deserves what he gets. He absolutely deserves it. Fuck you, Tom.
That's right.
So yeah, guys who are rising in the playoffs right now. Mookie Betts, he's kind of gotten hot. Obviously, we're seeing Shohei get hot, but Rick, man, I'm seeing him to another fucking level right now. I was an owner of multiple Shohei rookies. I had the regular Chrome 10s. I had multiple. I had a couple pink 10s, which were at like the $350 to $400 threshold. Bro, they're at like $650 to $700 right now. I
Yeah,
I
I saw
cannot
him go
believe
for eight. I just saw him go for 850 yesterday.
this is and I'm sick about that. I cannot believe how much they're going for. I never thought they would have made like this kind of level of price. They could hit the thousand, obviously the $1,000 mark. At this point, it's fucking crazy to me. I just cannot
Yeah.
believe how much they're going for.
I mean, you put up a 50-50 season and then a huge opening divisional round in the playoffs, right? I mean, imagine he comes back next year and wins double-digit games on the bump for the Dodgers and goes
I
40-40
I
or
know.
higher again.
I'm actually Otani-less right now. I have none in my inventory. I have none, which
Wow.
really, really sucks. Honestly, I need to
I'm
get one.
stacked right now.
Jesus, I don't have any. My last one was a pink, and I sold it. I think I sold it at National for like $450. But I it's gonna be hard to get one, obviously, from now. On the bright side, Mookie Betts Bowman first PSA 9 auto sold for $965. So yay for me because I own one of those. I am I'm always teetering on selling that one. I don't know if I really want to because it's like an amazing card, but yeah, you never know.
Yeah, it's a big
Wait.
time piece.
I'm gonna be
Yeah,
yawning a bunch. So
yeah, all good, buddy. But yeah, I think we should start with the playoff update, right? So you picked guards over Mets.
mhm.
And you were the one that actually picked every single matchup for the entire playoffs. If our listeners out there recognize that, we thought we were doing just a World Series prediction, but Dakota took it upon himself to pick every series.
I don't know how I did it, but I did.
That was awesome. So yeah, Guards Mets obviously Yankees. You swept at home, so they're up 2-0 at the time that's recording. They're looking tough. Judge hit his first home run, which is a bad sign if you're a
Yes.
Guardians fan. That's the last bat that you want to get hot right now. But dude, crazy stat. I saw Stanton is now in the top 5 all-time playoff OPS.
Really?
Yep.
You know,
He's right up
they
there with
probably didn't have
Randy
he didn't have a
Rosenberg,
bad
Sean's
season.
boy.
Oh
Yeah.
God, yeah, that dude sucks now.
Yeah,
Randy's
yeah, but
bad.
top 5 all-time playoff OPS, Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah, I know Stanton hit like 280 this year, but he still had a really quality season. And
Yeah.
again, hitting great in the playoffs. So I'm actually happy for Stan. Really deserves it.
Yeah.
I think he
Yeah.
does.
For sure. But yeah, we saw Rodon dominate game 1. Again, just bodes very poorly for the Guardians, because if that dude's on track, Judge is on track, like the Yankees are going to be really, really hard to beat. So we'll see.
Yeah.
And we're recording right now. The Dodgers it's game 3. Dodgers are up 2-0. So obviously a pivotal swing here in the series. So my World Series prediction was Dodgers over the Guards. So of the 3 of us, I guess in the pole position, but neither one of us are out of it at this point.
Yeah. I mean, I took a very optimistic approach when we were doing it. Never thought the Mets are going to I mean, Mets making it this far is pretty awesome. Mid-season, if you said the Mets were going to make the playoffs and make the ALCS, I'd be like, dude, shut up. Like, no way. I mean, you got who was it? Was it what the hell's his name? Who threw his glove into the stands for the Mets?
Yeah, Javi. Is it Javier Lopez?
Yeah, it might be Javier
Lopez. Yeah, because the Cubs picked him up.
Yeah. That was like the season where he's like, this is the worst team it'll be. And we're all just like, this is the end of the Mets. This team is going to absolutely cut everything off. Pete's gone, Lindor's gone. And then, I mean, we see the flip of the script. I mean, they squeak into the playoffs. They kick the shit out of fucking everyone until this point.
Mm-hmm.
It's impressive. I'm happy for them. It's a really good move. And Lindor, we're seeing, I think, has really stepped into his superstar status, and he's hobby relevant all the way now. I'm psyched about it. Pete Alonso's hobby relevance is kind of back into what it was actually since last offseason. So I'm really happy for them.
And who clearly now there's zero doubt, if there was any doubt left, that Mark Vientos is legit. He's their third baseman.
I will be buying Mark Vientos.
It is awesome.
This offseason.
It's awesome.
Oh my God. Yeah. I was actually just reading an article, and they're like, is he a budding superstar? Like, man, I mean, he is seriously good, man. And I just think he really, when you're looking at it, he really does have the skill set. I mean, I was kind of doubting him just because of his age when he first stepped into the offseason and, trying to find a roster spot. I was like, he's a bit of a late bloomer. But man, he looks good. And I mean, you can get some low numbered stuff for cheap, especially raw, and grade them and have some serious stuff. In my prediction, I think you could see Mark Vientos be a real name to look at towards national time next year. I think he'll be a great sell. I really do, especially if the Mets retain Pete Alonso. Maybe, I mean, Uncle Steve always likes putting money in this fucking team. It is what it is, They do have a lot of the payroll, obviously, paying off those pitchers, Verlander, Scherzer, and stuff. But Vientos, man, killer, and just such a cheap buy. One of the lower ones in 23 Chrome. So, yeah.
The game 2, they walk Lindor to load the bases in front of Vientos, and he steps up and cranks a salami, like just stone cold. That moment right there is what propels him, I think, to another tier.
Yeah, and that was no wall scraper. That was a fucking shot too, man. He
nuke.
Oh, Sabres just scored, tied it at 4-4. Let's go.
This is not a hockey podcast. Get your attention away from the puck. Come on, focus.
Go Sabres. Yeah, I really do like Vientos. I was in the middle of buying on Facebook out of 99. I think it was like a blue Toil rookie auto, and it was like $35. $35. And I said 30, and the dude's like, "Oh, it just sold a minute ago." I was like, "Fuck!" I'm like, "That is such a sick card." I love the blue Toils. I have what do I have?
Bobby, right? Don't you have Bobby?
No, I have a blue Prism Bobby. So that's where I comp my blue Prism Bobby. Right to the Toil, same out of 99. I think the last Toil sold for like 2,900. So,
Fuck.
and my Blue Prism hasn't sold since like, my God, like June.
Yeah. Well,
So, and it was like 850. So clearly that's a very different number now.
definitely.
Yeah. So I pretty much on my Bobby, I'm asking like 3K. I wouldn't ask anything less than that. You know, I love that card. Not really one. I mean, and in 5-10 years, it's gonna be quite the expensive card. So, besides that, I have a Helio Ramos. We just scored again, 5-4. What is going on? I have a Helio Ramos Blue Toil, which is a really nice card if it wasn't damaged, but it's also a sick card. And again, those platinums always pop off, and I think Vientos is a great guy to buy for them. Hands down, stud.
Yeah. The other guy I want to give, like, last guy for the playoffs, I think I want to shout out, dude, Sean Manaea. Wow. He's incredible.
Did you hear about why he's pitching so well this season?
Because he's healthy.
Do you remember when?
For once?
No. Okay, yes. So he's healthy. But do you remember when he was the A's and he was throwing like what 91, 92, nothing really impressive?
Mm-hmm.
So I found out that at this off season he was like just apparently after last season he was like because he was not good last year. He ended up checking into a driveline facility. And I guess he picked up like 3 to 4 miles on his fastball and stuff. It kind of refined his pitching. I mean, driveline if you see a pitcher go to driveline, you're like, yes. Like, they really hone in on your mechanics and get everything out of your pitches. And so I guess he checked in a driveline, really wanted to fucking change who he was. He was sick of being this like pitcher that hasn't been doing it. And clearly it's worked out. He's pitched fucking amazing this year. I've always loved Sean Manaea. I think he was a great pitcher on the A's, and he had a slump, but really hit a stride now. I'm pumped for him, super pumped for him. Very well deserved, and I know you could tell he's just a really good guy, and his pitching, his stuff is actually fucking nasty.
Oh yeah,
he's got the long delivery, so it's I like his stuff.
Yeah, I mean he makes Shohei look foolish, which is nearly impossible to do. So
yeah, lefty on lefty, but it is what it is. Some other guys doing a shout out. Obviously, Joe Ram looks great. David Fry, he was kind of a name we heard in the beginning of the season or middle of the season. He kind of showed out as a DH for the Guardians, and he looks great too. Otherwise, I mean, you just got your normal guys right now in the series, and I just do never really think we're gonna come down to, Yankees Dodgers. It is what it is. Obviously, we would love a Subway Series for the World Series, but this is one of those years where, we had our Cinderella stories of the Guardians and Mets, but I think we are going to get to the point where they are getting overwhelmed with the pitching staffs of the Dodgers and Yankees. Dodgers pitching staff was kind of worrisome coming into the postseason, but I mean, they went on a 34 inning like scoreless streak.
Yep, insane.
And I was just watching Walker Buehler. Walker Buehler looks fucking good right now. He looks fucking like he looks like back to Vandy Walker Buehler. Like,
yeah,
that's what we were waiting for. We've been waiting for so long. So he looks really good too. And it's going to be a Yankees Dodgers World Series.
Yeah, we got some time. Don't cut him out yet. Don't cut him out.
I know. That's kind of where I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And I just think Dodgers end up taking it just because of the overwhelming bats on that team.
Yeah,
I just think they can really. And Garrett Cole's a bitch, so I hope he's listening. Fucking hate that guy, Kermit sounding motherfucker. You and Pat Mahomes would be best friends. Garrett Cole.
Hey, take it fucking easy on Mahomes, bro.
I'm sorry. No, fuck that guy. Bills, baby. Just because you're in Utah, they probably like him down there.
I don't know who they like here. They're like Niners fans for some reason.
Well, they got a hockey team now.
They do have a hockey team.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
The fuck do they need a hockey team for?
There's more ice and snow here than there is in Arizona. I tell you that much.
Very true. Rest in peace, Coyotes. Yeah, so I'm pretty much got there for the World Series. It's pretty much all I got right now. We could talk about quick Fall League. I mean, actually not quick. There's a ton to talk about in Fall League, man. Holy fucking shit. There's a lot going on. But as we can learn from our friend Rick, take the fall league with a grain of salt. I mean, there's
Dude. Yeah. If there's a very hard lesson that I learned last year, you sell with the hype. Whenever that hype is, the hype could be from a single A to a high A call up. The hype could be from obviously the big league call up's a huge piece of hype. You sell with a huge week like we saw with Reese Hines. Sell with the hype. I was heavily invested last year in Jacob Marcy. He was a 6th-round pick, I think, college kid, and like a steady developer. He debuted in 2022, jumped up a couple levels, came out in 2023, jumped up a couple levels. I think he ended up at like 270, 16 or 17 bombs, like 30 steals, like a really solid year with a clear path to playing time on a good Padres team. He goes to the fall league, dominates, wins the MVP. His cards skyrocket. I mean, like 10x over a 2-week span. And I let an asshole friend of mine talk me into holding, promising me of even bigger hype when he gets the call in 2024. Clearly, that didn't happen. He sucked to start the year. This year for the Padres, they traded him to the Marlins, which is just where prospects die. And he sucked throughout the rest of the year. So he's completely off the map. He's not even in sniffing a top 30, I don't think, anymore.
Yeah, that dude sucks.
Yes. So like right now is a prime example. I'm not saying the kid's not going to develop, but you got a Kemp Alderman who leads the AFL with 5 bombs right now. You know, kind of on the one of those same type of progressions as Marcy. So there's definitely one takeaway here. Sell the AFL hype if you can.
Yeah. One little tidbit that we do get from Tommy here. Tommy actually gives some cool stats here. One thing I know dingers in the AFL. You know, you're playing in Arizona. You know, ball's gonna fly there. It does. We really have seen that. Jacob Marcy, you know, dude tore up, and the ball does fly. One little tidbit that he gave us is the leader in doubles since the AFL started have actually become like some of the most polished hitters in the MLB coming out, like for prospects that came out of the AFL. So for examples, we have Nolan Arenado, Ronald Acuna Jr., and Cody Bellinger. And then like home run leaders, we have Greg Diekman, Chip Cannon, and Matt Laporta.
Blah.
Who the fuck is that? So I mean, actually, if you look like double leaders, I mean, obviously these are guys that are going to be refined, and that's really I like that stat.
Great stat, Tommy, because you know who leads the AFL in doubles right now? The kid who actually's probably got the most talent there, Colt Emerson, currently leads the AFL in doubles. The kid is an absolute stud.
I do like Colt Emerson a lot. I mean, you're looking at some names that have been popping up though. So yes, he is one of the probably the biggest name, if not the biggest name that we're looking at. We got Jordan Lawler, just hit his first home run, I believe, in the AFL. Jordan Lawler is obviously great to look at because he is rehabbing and this is kind of his because he really didn't have much this season. You know, he was hurt all year, got to sneak into the AAA playoffs, and now in the AFL, just rehabbing from the injury, getting his at bats, getting ready for spring training next year. Gonna try and get a spot on the roster. Obviously, we've seen very, very talented ball player. We preach him here. I own quite a lot of Jordan Lawler. I got the black 10. I got the Ray Wave 9.5 back after owning it 3 times. I have the gold Bowman Chrome rookie auto. I have the blue Topps Chrome rookie auto. I love Jordan Lawler. He's someone I invest in heavily. He's probably my most invested in. He's got to look at. Another guy is we got Tyron Lorenzo, Seattle Mariners prospect, just recently in the new Bowman Chrome. If you have him, probably ride the hype on him. Get those sold, in my opinion, just because you're coming off Bowman Chrome release. And he's pretty hot in the AFL, so people are always looking at him. And I've seen a lot of his new parallels for like the snake skin ones. So people want those. So if you have those, I think you just dish them and get the fuck out of here. You can always buy him at a time. He's so young, so you got time on that. So good time to sell hot at him. Another one is Gino Groover, Arizona Diamondbacks prospect. Looks really fucking good. Sean, who was another member of our podcast, loved him when Bowman 24 came out, and he's turning out to be one of the better players to come out of this Bowman release since. He looks really good. You think of anyone else that you got?
So Zahir Hope is absolutely
Oh,
raking right
Dodgers
now.
also, yeah.
Which, again, this is going to be one of those ones where it's just a horrible trade for the Cubs. They traded Zahir Hope and Jackson Ferris basically for Michael Busch, who was fine. He had an okay year, but he's like a replacement level player. And they traded.
Michael Busch was hot in the beginning of this year. He definitely faded out, but he was hot.
Yeah, but he largely over the course of a season, kind of a replacement level player. And I think Zahir Hope's got some, didn't see 5 tools coming out of him, but he's already got 3 home runs. So that's definitely a name to keep an eye on. I don't think we've seen anything from him yet. He'll probably be one of those names that comes out in 2025, Bowman. So he's one to keep an eye on next year. Trey Morgan, did you say Trey Morgan yet?
I did not. Oh, dude, he looks good. And I personally, with between him and Xavier Isaac, I was always, I doubt Xavier Isaac a little. He kind of scared me for like at a point in the season, his average dipped really heavy, but since played really well. And Trey Morgan was kind of the one who was leading the pack for the first baseman prospects for them.
So
and
they're two very different, two different skill sets to me. I don't know who, if they, the progression to the bigs. Xavier Isaac will probably end up being a DH, but the kid has probably the most pop in all of minor league baseball. His exit velocities rank up there with guys like Stanton and Judge. Like he averages like 95, 96 averages exit velo is insane. Obviously my boy Moises Ballesteros, still undervalued. I don't know how he continues to be undervalued, but this kid is a future. I'm telling you, a future all-star.
You have a Safi, right?
I have a ton of Moises Ballesteros.
I think I might get one.
Yeah, I have an orange Safi 9. I have a True Green first PSA 10.
You have an orange auto, right?
I've got orange Safi auto PSA 9. Yeah, I got a lot. Yeah, it's sick.
That might be a Kraken resub.
We've got some kind of older guys too that are actually coming around and showing out. Robert Hassel looks good. It's nice to see Colson Montgomery remembering how to swing a bat because he was fucking horrible this year. Chase DeLauder, healthy and hitting. I don't know. I didn't see an update anywhere. Matt McClain is in the AFL. I think it's largely to get some professional bats, but he's only played in 2 games. So now I'm worried that he's already hurt again.
Yeah. But Chase DeLauder, dude, really good buy. I own his gold Bowman first auto BGS 9.5. Dude, really big buy, especially with the Guardians coming off a huge postseason run. I think him is going to be like, because you saw his hype at the beginning of this year. Like spring training hype was fucking crazy, and then he got hurt with a hand injury. Dude, Chase DeLauder is a huge. His stock plummeted. Super good buy, man. He looked really good at the end of the year.
Yep. Really and then, tomorrow's swinging a hot bat in the AFL. So.
Yeah, someone that I did just move on from his loan card I had. It was a PSA 9 auto, but for me, I'll take the L on it because I moved back into my Jordan Lawler on a trade. But I'm fine with it. Tamara is someone that was so hot on release for draft. And they were all redemptions. So like his shit was like crazy hot, I'm still iffy on Tamar. I'm not dead sold. I think Trey Morgan is one of those guys in this group that we could see start to pop off. And he did pop off, but I think you could see his stuff take maybe a mid-tier to really high-tier prospect next year, along with Xavier Isaac. Gino Groover is still a pretty low to mid end guy. I
I'm
think
a
we
little
could.
worried about Trey Morgan's power. I
Me
mean,
too.
he's a gap to gap guy. Um, and those guys, they got to hit like consistently 300 plus if he's not going to hit 20, 30, 40 home runs. Like, I just don't want his career to end up like a James Loney or something like that, right? Where he's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
good hitter, but in the
Good
hobby
shout.
gets undervalued. So,
Good
yeah.
shout, James Loney. Holy fuck. But I mean, we were also worried about Jackson Merrill's power coming
Oof.
into off season 2, and I mean, the dude has showed it. Trey Morgan's still relatively young. He's 21, 22.
Yeah,
He
I think
played
so too. Yeah.
at LSU.
Mhm,
LSU guy.
mhm,
I think he's a big boy. I don't
mhm.
when the big leagues come, I think they'll refine that swing. Hopefully, the average is what I really do like. I think, with a high average on him, he could really take that next step. And the Rays love guys like him, love him, and he does have a lot of hype right now because it was a great season. Gino, like I said, Gino Groover looks really good. Especially he's playing in Arizona right now in the fall league. He's going to be an Arizona Diamondback. Fucking translates really fucking well. So you can't not hate on that. That's something and Jordan Lawler. Perfect fit, Arizona guys.
Yeah, I was
And
excited to see Peyton Williams. I thought he got selected from the Blue Jays. I can't find him having a single at bat yet. So I don't know if
well, the fact that you just say that too, for like pitching wise, how can we not talk about Andrew Painter?
mm,
The guy who we talk about so often, the one with the man with the diamond, beautiful, perfect, fucking hard to hit Bowman first auto that we didn't know existed. Um, I was actually talking to Sean on the phone, like not only like yesterday, I think, and he also did not know that there was a Bowman first auto for Andrew Painter. So I had him go and look at the Ray Wave, and we were looking at pop counts because we were super curious. So the base only has 5 PSA 10s.
it's
And
insane.
The black and white wave has, guess how many the pop count are? There's only a pop count of 2 for the black and white wave. And guess
Crazy.
what? They're both on eBay.
Mm.
One's
Right
listed at
now?
3,500. Yep, both are on eBay right now.
Damn.
One's listed at 3,500 and one's listed at 2,500.
Damn.
Isn't that insane?
It's crazy.
Yeah, but he pitched, and with no fucking surprise, he looked amazing, and making guys look silly. Andrew Painter is going to be a big, big prospect. Fuck, Penguins word. He's going to be a big, big, big prospect. Obviously, we see, and obviously those autos. I love the story when a guy has like super short print autos like Harry Ford. I mean, they
Yep.
turn out to be, if he turns out to be a star and an elite pitcher, those things will become $5,000 to $10,000 cards because there's so little of them.
So rare.
Now we know there's less than 2 10s of those Ray Waves.
Yep. The other pitching name that I'll drop to keep an eye on is the kid from the White Sox. I think he's a White Sox, Peyton Pallette.
Oh
I
yeah,
really
yeah,
like that kid's stuff. Yeah, he was a second rounder, I think, out of Arkansas a couple years ago, and he hasn't like really put it together yet in the minors. He's been like good, not great, but I think with a strong AFL showing, like he could get back on track and like really cement his prospect status.
nice, nice. Yeah, so I think that's really all I got for the fall league right now. I don't
Yep.
really
Sell the hype.
see anything.
Fucking sell the hype.
Sell the hype. We learned the word in the worst ways.
And if anybody
So
wants to get into Jacob Marcy, please like message me on IG.
you are in for the long haul, buddy. You got to hope next year he hits like 300 with like 30 home runs in the
I
minors.
need it.
Because then you'll be like, thank fucking God.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Yeah, so you got that. We do have Tops. We were just talking about this before we got on. Tops update just released, and not only a week later, I think Tops Chrome update is going to release too, which is super bizarre. I don't like that they did that because I'm not a paper guy as it is, and I think this makes Topps update paper just completely fucking relevant. Completely irrelevant. But I will give this a quick share to show you some stuff. Share screen. We're gonna go to this and this for the load. All right, so we got Topps Chrome update. Here we go. We do have our MLB debut again. Patch Topps Chrome update. Here's our list. We got Jackson Holiday, Paul Skeens, Ellie De La Cruz, Jackson Churio, Jackson Merrill, Shota Imanaga, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Wyatt Langford, Colton Cowser, Jordan Lawler, which I love, Evan Carter, and Pete Crow Armstrong. That's a very strong list for these MLB debut patches.
It's to me, it's the coolest card in the modern hobby. It really is. I like. There's nothing cooler than the actual fucking patch from their debut game going on a 1/1 with an auto. And like, dude, we thought last year's class was massive. I mean, I think this year's class blows it out of the water with stars.
I agree. I think they're only getting better. You know, these classes are insane,
dude. Every one of these names is huge. It's crazy.
Yeah. If you're curious, if you're listening on Spotify, we have all the parallels. Everything looks pretty much the same. I don't see anything really different for parallels. I don't see them include. Oh, there's these lava lamp refractors, which are like the lavas. I'm assuming that they do for Bowman. They're new. Aqua blue lavas, blue green lavas. Yeah, I actually think, that's all I'm really seeing. Checklist here, blah, 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 blah. I do see that there is a breaker box, so there should be some kind of Breaker Delight exclusive autos, which I'm not 100%. I'm going to look right here. 89 Topps autographs, 2024 All-Star Game autographs. Well, do you think that the MLB debut patches are the modern day grail for these players?
Yeah.
Almost like how Panini does the logo mans.
Yeah, I mean, beyond the Superfractor first, beyond the Superfractor, rookie out of Topps Chrome, I think this is up there in the top 3 Grail cards for a guy. And I'm pretty sure they brought back Chrome Legends, which tend to be Breaker's Delight exclusive, but it does show some odds in both hobby and jumbo.
Yep.
So it's nice to see.
Not gonna be exclusive.
Yeah, that's nice to see. And there's some cool names on here. There's some names that we haven't seen on an auto in a while, right? You got
Carlton Fisk is a new one.
You got Pudge. You got Carlos Beltran. You don't see Trevor Hoffman autos very often.
Dale Murphy is really weird. I mean,
yeah, Murph. I mean, he's got a cult following, dude.
I feel like, but I mean, the Ricky Henderson and Ozzie Smith are going to be absolute fucking monsters. I think this is I would say this is probably a much weaker checklist than last year's or the flagship
Legends.
Chrome. Yeah. Yes. But I think Ozzie Smith and Ricky are going to be absolute bangers. Trevor Hoffman's also really weird.
Dude, he's one of the best closers of all time.
I agree. I also really love Eric Gagne. See, this is what I don't know. Chrome rookie autographs, lava lamp, magenta, purple. I don't know what these are.
Dude, so one of the things I love too about this product are the triple autos. Go to the bottom of the checklist. I think it's the last one listed. Look at some of these triple autos in here. There's some like killer chases in this thing.
Are you seeing this right now? So I see MLB debut patch autograph checklist.
Oh, it's huge. It's everybody that debut. It's all the debuts this year.
Look at this fucking list.
Yeah, it's massive.
Holy shit.
Oh, it's massive. Yeah, this was like it was last year. It's massive.
Oh my God. Oh, dude, it's still going.
Yeah, I mean, all those guys debuted this year, and they all wore that jersey, so they all get a card. Yeah, go to the triple. Yeah, dude, look at the triple auto checklist.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Look at, there's a killer combination of like themes.
Bobby Witt, Trey Turner, Corbin Carroll.
Dude, the best. Look at number 3.
That's killer.
Yachty, Johnny
Yachty.
Bench, or Posey.
Oh
Wow.
my God.
Wow. They did a triple.
As a catcher myself, like that would be one of the greatest cards ever.
Dude, they did a triple Jackson. So they've got Churio, Merrill, Holiday. Fucking dude, Tops are outdoing themselves with this product. There's like some killer themes throughout the triples. It's awesome.
Jesus Christ, dude. That's Reggie, Ricky, and Mark. That's killer.
And all the A's. Yeah, you got all the Yanks in there. J Dom.
Smoltz, Maddox. Jeez, this is a weird one though. Pujols, McGuire, Goldschmidt. I mean, it's the Cardinals, but like that's a weird one.
Yeah, I mean, I think
dude, look at this one: Skeens, Jared Jones, Brian Reynolds.
Dude, big miss. I know he hasn't debuted yet, but I wish they would have had. You can't go Bubba Chan here. I wish they would have gone Mitch Keller. They should have gone all arms.
Either Mitch Keller or Bubba Chandler. That'd been cool.
I know, but it'd be weird putting Bubba in there without a debut yet. But yeah, dude, killer. The early 2000 Phillies, right? Ryan Howard, Jimmy Rollins, Chase Utley. That's a killer chase. And then they put a cherry on top with the bottom one. You know, kind of your 3 superstar shortstops: Ellie, Witt, and Volpe.
Yep. There's definitely cool triple autos.
Dude,
I mean, dude,
bravo
Piazza, Alonso, and David Wright.
Yeah, I mean, bravo. I mean, this is how you can mass produce a fucking. I mean, they print so much of this stuff, and it still commands a premium because of these Easter eggs. It's Tops is. Dude, they know what they're
Pedro Martinez, Devers, Ortiz.
Awesome, dude. I love it.
Dominguez, Judge Soto, Pete Crow, Colton Cowser, White Langford. That's cool.
We've talked a lot about avoiding wax, dude. There's no way I'm avoiding this product. I don't blame anybody who buys into this stuff. The episode won't be out, before release, but it technically releases tomorrow on the 17th at noon Eastern. So if you're somehow lucky enough to get on there and snag some, to buy a fucking case if you have the funds. This will be one of those unopened wax that appreciates immediately. So yeah.
For sure.
DJs unite.
Yeah, understatement of the century. So that's all I got for the Topps Chrome. I think I only got a few more things. So one thing I want to talk about is we see a lot of like autos and stuff for all players. So I want to talk about Jackson Merrill real quick. So I got this. I'm sharing it right now. So if you're seeing it on Spotify, you can't really see it, but like Jackson Merrill actually has like 3 separate autos, and we're seeing right here his Topps Chrome rookie auto has a really nice auto. I really like this auto a lot. I think it's really clean. It's just like a really, it's a nice smooth auto. And he also he changes it like multiple times. I don't understand why. So you've seen that one, and we're gonna look at this one right here too. So we have this one on his Bowman Chrome rookie auto, which is different. It looks a little lazier. It's got the J and the swoop in it, which is not that bad. It is what it is. It's fine. I'm not mad about it by any means. I think it's a nice looking auto. And then you got this fucking thing that we got. So we're going to share this one on his his Topps Chrome Sapphire. Dude, what the fuck is that? Rick, what is this shit?
It's fucking gross. I'm usually not an auto snob. I actually love, like, one of my favorite things is the international prospects and like the charm of their autographs, right? Because these are young kids that their whole life has been baseball, right? They don't know English. They don't spend a lot of time probably in school in general, right? Like they're trying to do everything they can to work every day to get out and make it in the bigs and make something like, a generational wealth for their families. So I love like the funkiness of an international kid's prospect, like Derniche Valdez is a perfect example in the Cubs. It's just a really cool, like funky charm. And his name. Yeah. And you see those dickheads complain about it in like Facebook groups, like, fuck you. get out of my face with that shit. Like those are the coolest, like have the most charm autographs.
Or like
This is
Davis
bullshit.
De Los Santos.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, this is bullshit. Jacksonville should be fucking ashamed of himself for this. This is lazy. This is fucking
I mean,
I hate
and
it.
this is like one of the most premium products in baseball. Topps
Yep.
Chrome Sapphire.
Yep,
Like,
I hate it.
dude, you fucking did a half a treble clap on this one. And it's just super fucking lazy. I mean, especially when you're one of the biggest names in baseball now. It sucks. It
I hate
sucks.
it.
It's a pathetic auto.
And think about it. Safi, this is the base, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bases are blues. There's 199 of these. He has to sign like 450 cards. Come on. Put a little effort into it.
Yeah, this was terrible. This was terrible.
Fucking gross.
I'm not happy about this one. This one's fucking pathetic. But I only got to think. I think I only got one more thing after this. Yep. So Topps Chrome update. Heavy buy in my opinion. We don't like wax, but for the price point of Topps Chrome, I know they're sticker autos a lot of the time. Still a fucking awesome product. Killer product for the price. Top notch.
Yep.
One last thing before we wrap up. Still a short episode. Obviously, there's not much to talk about with baseball here. I'm trying to think real quick. I was ready to sneeze. I want to talk about just a couple tips for people listening and guys who are collecting and stuff. If they're trying to take the next step from being like a casual collector to more of like a more serious collector, what's some kind of tips that we can give them to take the next step? When we were into it, just doing ripping packs, collecting rookie cards, which is base guys, and then getting your little parallels here and there to getting taking that next step from graded shit, autos, parallels, big boy stuff. What's kind of tips that you think? Oh, do we lose you, Rick?
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. We lost your video though.
I'll undo that.
All right, you're back. So, yeah. So, what's some kind of tips that you can give people?
Yeah.
That can help them.
Yeah. So when I jumped back in to modern stuff, this is like right around the 2022 Bowman era. And what I was doing then, I was going through every team's top 30, and I was just trying to buy, I was doing some research, but I was trying to buy, a ton of shit across almost every team's top 30, except with the exception of like the Marlins, the Angels. I try to keep some of those shitty prospect development systems out of my investment, but I was spreading myself extremely thin. A base and a refractor of a ton of guys. And you know what? I still have 90% of those cards. And 90% of those guys
sit on them for a while.
Yeah, and they're fucking irrelevant. Most of these guys are fucking irrelevant. So like tip number one for me is try to stick to like maybe 10-ish guys. 60, 70, like 6 or 7 of those guys, I would try to stay in the top 20 to 25 overall prospects. Right? Like pick the 6 or 7 guys out of that top 25 that you really are a believer in. And then take like 3 or 4, kind of deeper sleeper chases, cheaper guys. And that way you're a little bit more focused. You're not all over the fucking place. And you're still diversified, right? You're not married to one guy, but your list is a lot tighter, than being super loose.
Yeah, I just to carry on with that, I think diversity is obviously great in your inventory and stuff for collecting, and especially if you want to collect to sell to, provide more into your hobby. One of my biggest things is don't spread yourself too thin. I think that's a huge thing, and that's what I did a lot. I would collect so many at the beginning. I would collect so many different players and do a little here and there. Maybe this really obscure guy could be good. Usually when it's very hard to hit on the obscure guys, as Rick just said. 90% of the stuff he has currently, the guys probably aren't even in the league anymore. Don't play professional baseball. They're irrelevant. That kind of thing. One thing I would say is don't be afraid to get your do your research, but don't be afraid to dip your feet in the water and kind of take that next step into some bigger stuff. Do your research, go to local shows, go on Facebook, Instagram, blah blah blah, do that kind of thing. Ink is everything to me. You don't have to buy graded gems. They're very expensive. If you like a guy, for example, Trey Morgan, if you think Trey Morgan's gonna be good, go buy a base auto. Go buy a refractor auto, non-graded. Take that first step and kind of do that, and do that with a few guys. Buy some ink of some guys, and then, if they get hot, you sell, and you move on to other stuff. It takes that little bit to do. It took me what is it? What year are we in? 2024. So almost 5 years to get where I am. I got some pretty big stuff. Rick can attest. I got some big boys, but it took a lot of effort and a lot of learning and mistakes.
Yep.
I spent a lot on wax and a lot of losses and a lot of wins. Obviously, I mean, at the national, I had some of the biggest wins of my life for wax. But I would say, just don't be afraid to take the next step. Dip your foot in the water with some graded stuff. You don't do graded, try graded. It always holds value. Do your research and just know when to sell and when to buy, that kind of thing.
Yep. I will say too, a refractor first auto is a much better long-term investment than an off color. What I mean by off color are your lavas, your waves, and your shimmers, right? Like the long-term value, what people truly look for, the true collectors in the longest term, are the truest colors of the rainbow. But even some of those newer colors, the purists don't even really like purple, don't even like green, right? The purists like base, refractor, true blue, true gold, true red. So the refractor, if you're kind of newer to the hobby, it's not gonna necessarily break the bank. It's going to be your next step off of a base. But the refractors to $4.99 will hold
very
long-term value on guys that hit.
It's kind of one of those like hobby politics things, especially refractors. They usually tend to sell a little less or almost equal to purple refractors, which I don't want to get started. I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to freak out. But it's one of those hobby politic things that just do make, I guess, don't make sense. But it is how it is with that. But yeah, I mean, they're always great investments, refractor autos, especially in 10s. But if a guy pops off, you got some serious money on your hands. It's like Bowman first refractor autos, because they are like a lesser printed. I think base end up going for what, 1,500 copies or something. Probably more now.
Yeah, I think they slightly vary, like guy to guy, but yeah, give or take around 1,500 to like 2,500 even, I think, in some cases.
Yeah, they can push. So once you hit your 499s, that's they become more sought after. So
yeah.
But I think that's all we got for tonight, right?
Yes, I did. Right. So we were talking offline. It'll probably be a topic in our next episode of guys that we hit on and missed on. And I couldn't, for the life of me, think of this guy that we missed on. It just hit me again. It's Zach Geloff, that motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
I'm so. I think Zach Geloff. Listen, I remember when me and you were talking about Zach Geloff, and you had the green, and I wanted it so bad. And you know what? Fuck you, because you held it, and I didn't spend that money.
Fuck me. You're welcome. What do you mean, fuck me? You're fucking welcome. You're gonna give me like $220 for it. You're welcome.
You didn't want to sell me it. It's your fault.
Yeah.
That would have been at PSA too. Wait, it's raw, right?
It's raw. Yeah.
You should grade that thing. I still think Zach Geloff's gonna be good.
I hope so.
I bet you do. All right, guys. Thanks for listening to episode 25. I appreciate the patience, and we'll see you guys later.
Peace, guys.